Yes, every new day is a new horizon and another reason to take a full swing at life, give it the very best shot that you've got and set new milestones while creating fulfilling and welcome experiences. It's another day here, another edition for Wake Up Nigeria, your exciting breakfast show on Nigerian television.
Exhilarating would be the best way to describe the feeling that we have here in the studio. We try to be a breath of fresh air as always. Don't you agree with me, Mr.
Yes, indeed. With the hopes of making every moment on the show worth your while. It's a positive and wonderful day. It's a good new edition, and Mike is in the kitchen with us.
Mike, the Grinch.
Okay, so Thursday, and it's the 18th of March, man. But this month is moving.
It is.
18th, right?
It is actually.
18th, 18th.
Or it's payday next week.
Oh God, man, you are payday. You are payday. well, if you're like Margina, you receive your salary in millions. Payday can be cool, but hi, good morning, guys.
Good morning to you, Mike. We've got such an interesting, action-packed show planned for you. And if you stick around with us, well, let's just say you wouldn't have a moment of regret. My name is Okoche.
And of course, great times ahead, promising and exciting too, on the #1 breakfast show on Nigerian television. My name is Mazina Appeal. Remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria across all social media handles. That's Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. And hey, you can be part of the show.
Yes, you could also watch us live from absolutely everywhere and anywhere across the world through our mobile app that you can download that from the Google Play Store and of course the iOS Store as well.
And if you haven't followed us yet, I don't know why or what you've been waiting for. You should follow us on all our platforms. The handle is @TVC Connect on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MM2.
Yes. No, they can't download me. All right, so let's get right to what we have for you, our lovely viewers, today on the show. Next up, we have Ayobami Aduragbemi Adekunle. He's known professionally as Seven Figures SMG. He's a Nigerian rapper, singer, and songwriter. After releasing several mixtapes such as Jambo, Feel It, Somebody, Aduegba, Respect on My Name, he released his acclaimed debut. Well, he's going to be on the show later on.
And we bring to you the story of popular African delicacy, fufu, as we learn about its origin and so much more. I already know its origin. I don't need to learn much about it.
Well, On Merit is the story of one woman's struggles against the vagaries of life, surviving a horrific civil war as a child, regaining the years lost to that war through sheer tenacity, finding ways to improve herself and benefiting from that experience. She's the author of the book, and then that's her name is Georgina Ehurai Arisa. She'll be joining us later on, and then we'll take a look at her book.
And Dutch-born, Spanish-raised of Nigerian descent, famous Oberogo, most popularly known as Famous. Yeah. Well, he's enjoyed the best part of both worlds. He went on to study performing arts and music at the Raymond Carrand in Spain. He'll be joining us today. By the way, he's also the winner of the 10th edition of the Operación Trufio. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's a big talent show in Spain.
Yep, so
welcome.
Yeah, I want to start today with a rant. My way this morning. So, you know, road rage is a very, very serious thing.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, you're always angry.
Oh no, road rage.
Is it you or somebody else?
So you see, there's this thing. You are trying. They tell you something why Lagos drivers don't like traffic eating. It's like when you tell somebody you want to go here, that's the time the person now decides. One evil spirit now comes around. The person look, no, you will not enter there. And then somebody is just chilling, taking on his own, and then you try to overtake the person. And then the person now look, my car throttle can work. And then I now decide that, and the car was one, it's WMB, it's not BMW. You know those ones that they use, say SEMA, those type of BMW that they use that they like coupe.
This was your experience, yeah?
I'm telling you, so I'm trying to overtake this dude, and then that's when the dude now decides to step on the pedal. And then there's oncoming traffic.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm trying to think about this guy's mindset. The person is just taking it cool. And so I now chill back. We now get to a red light. I now wind down, ready to give this guy.
And then what did you do?
The one keke now decides to
block you.
No,
ruin
block
the chances. What did you do?
Rush me.
Whoa!
Wow. You know what? He let the guy go.
Oh, wow.
So I the keke came down. I was so ready with the keke. I was, coach, you made me miss this guy. What would I have done? Like, but seriously, man, don't be stupid or silly on the road.
Everybody in Lagos is
Don't
in
be.
a hurry. Everybody in Lagos has something on their chest. Everybody, it's just, there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. Just be calm while you're out there driving.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that it's only the beginning of the day and there's so much more. If you started on that note, not very bright.
Exactly.
For you,
Exactly. And on that note, we're going to take a quick break and head on to the news. Stay with us.
Well, I guess you can expect a bit of rain here and there across Nigeria, but then again, hey, even if it's March. My name is Mazino Apil. Let's do the news now, and we kick off from Kaduna State, where about 10 persons who were kidnapped by bandits from the Kaduna International Airport staff quarters 2 weeks ago have been rescued. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arunwa, while confirming this, the journalist said they were rescued by troops of the Nigerian Army earlier yesterday. The victims were abducted by bandits from the junior staff quarters of the airport at Ifira village in Igabi local government area of the 6th, on the 6th of March. Mr. Arunwa further stated that the victims, after their release, were taken to the hospital for medical attention, after which they will be reunited with their families. But the commissioner, however, said that details of the rescue location cannot be provided due to operational expediencies. And the Ogun State government has assured residents of adequate protection of lives and property. The Commissioner for Information, Wahid Odusile, made this known on behalf of the state government during the official handover of the abducted Olabisi Onabanjo University students who were released on Thursday. The victims were not allowed to talk to the media, but the State Commissioner for Health confirmed that they have been tested and have been certified to be in good health condition. And an Italian court yesterday acquitted energy firm Royal Dutch Shell and Eni in a massive corruption case. The long-running case concerns the 2011 purchase of an offshore oil field in Nigeria, with prosecutors alleging the companies paid bribes to secure the field. Judge Marco Tremalada, while reading out the sentence, said the companies and 13 defendants charged in the case had been acquitted as there was no case to answer. Among those charges in the case were current Eni CEO Claudio Descialzi and his predecessor Paolo Scaroni. Prosecutors called for the managers to be jailed and the companies to be fined, as well as confiscating $1.1 billion from the defendants. The ruling comes 3 years after the trial kicked off and after over 74 hearings. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government expressed its disappointment in a statement released shortly after the Italian court's decision was announced. The statement added that Nigeria will continue to hold those responsible for the OPL 245 fraud accountable. The government said it would review the verdict and then consider whether to appeal. And the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has arrested former Registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Professor Bidu Ojerinde, for allegedly misappropriating 900 million naira. Ojerinde, who was arrested on Monday in Abuja by ICPC operators, is alleged to have committed multiple frauds while heading JAMB and the National Examination Council. According to a statement by the ICPC spokesperson, Azuka Ogugwa, Ojerinde allegedly awarded contracts for the supply of pencils and erasers at the cost of 415 million naira, each to that's 007 Concept Limited, the name of the company, and Pristine Global Concept Limited as well, respectively, between 2013 and 2014 while heading JAMB. The former JAMB boss is also being questioned over allegations of multiple identities, abuse of office, money laundering, tax evasion, and making false statements to public officials. The commissioner says Professor Ojerinde is being held on a remand warrant and will soon be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigations. All right, you're welcome back, and it's time for us to take a look at the front pages of the national dailies this morning and let you know what you might find as you step out this morning if you were to pick one of those. Now, we start with the Nigerian Tribune this morning, Thursday, 18th March 2021, and what's our first big headline from the Tribune? FG to rehabilitate Port Harcourt refinery with $1.5 billion. I will not rejoice yet. We have had enough promises, says Wike, and I'm sure that reflects a lot of people's reactions. And at the top there, Ladoja asks his only nominee in Makinde's cabinet to join PDP. And affair on Thursday, national minimum wage, impracticable, unfair, and insecurity. Gani Adams to lead Southwest Security Stakeholders Group, that on page 4. To the side of the Tribune, Sanwo-Olu announces Leadership Academy to immortalize Jakande, and police nab 5 more suspected killers of Fasaranti's daughter. And finally, for the Tribune, ICPC arrests ex-JAMB Registrar Ojerinde over alleged 900 million naira fraud. Very interesting story that. We took that on the news. Let's move on now to This Day newspaper this morning. And big headline here, despite clamor for power shift, PDP panel wants zoning scrapped. Overriding party's interests will determine our next step, says Secondus. And the photo story here, Group Managing Director, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, Malamale Kiari, and Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timipriya Silva, during the conference on the Fellowship of the Nigerian Mining and Geoscience on Kiari in Ibadan just yesterday. FG states to work out payment modalities for COVID-19 vaccine. That you can find also on the front page of the This Day newspaper. Let's move now to our next paper, and that is The Punch. Experts carpet FG over 568.5 billion naira votes to repair loss-making PH refinery. Project wasteful, senseless, government beating dead horse, say economists. And Nupeng union commend government seek private sector participation. At the top of the Punch, shouting march in Senate, lawmakers suspend bill to restructure military. And Malibu scam, Nigeria loses $1 billion claim. Italian court acquits Eni and Shell. And PDP election review panel proposes Northeast and Southeast for 2023 presidency. Unfortunately, we don't have too much time on today's segment here, but not to worry. I'm sure that you can find some of these on the dailies this morning. If you have a comments, you want to also make sure that you tag us in on all social media handles. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Let's do some fact finding now, and we have very interesting topics here for Coffee Just when we get back. Alrighty.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Wake Up Nigeria.
Yep. Time for, okay.
So we have a very interesting topic here today. Now, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to tell what you think about the whole Meghan Markle, Prince, situation. Well, yesterday, Michelle Obama had an interview where she talked about how her take on it. And she said something that I've never seen or never really, it's a different perspective. Note everything that's been happening about the royal family, the claims of racism, bullying, and all of that. Now, she said this. She said, first off, note that it's very different when you are in some sort of quagmire, or you guys are on TV, but regular people. Note that the spotlight makes issues really big. And note that at the end of the day, these issues that they're going through are actually family issues. It being thrown into public jury makes it a totally different, and gives it a totally different anatomy. I just respected what she said, because what she was trying to point out was it's actually, to some extent, a very private issue. Claims of racism and all of that, yes, not to be thrown out the window, but then again, let's also just step back a minute and think about it. These are family issues.
I disagree with that take.
You disagree with that?
In two different ways. First off, the monarchy is not just a family.
It is out there already.
Yeah, it's more than just a family. It's
an institution.
Exactly, it's an institution. So it's more than just family. They have rules, they have values, they have a modus operandi and all of that. Things that don't apply in normal families apply in the monarchy. So it is not just a family. And I mean, one of, like Meghan had mentioned, she said one of the major issues she had was that her son was not going to be a prince.
She's breathing fire already.
You understand? So
no, I'm not breathing fire.
She's been a public figure also.
All her life anyway.
Yeah, so what you're going to do, you're going to come out.
Okay, so I am on both sides, to be honest. But, Mike, you also need to remember that being a part of the monarchy, it is like being bound by secrecy.
Yeah, well, there have been all those conspiracies about the monarchy.
So there are a lot of things that happen, in their private lives that shouldn't go out there. It's not for the public's, it's not for the jury, the public to be a jury on it. It's extremely private, and it should be respected.
Whatever is happening in there. I mean, these things they have their tenets in certain values that are no longer tenable now in our modern time.
Yeah, but
I mean, talking about racism, for instance, you know, talking about there's so much that goes on.
Yeah, it's almost
back in those days
exactly
would be okay,
almost
but
the
right
same
now,
thing.
You can't do that.
With the legend Peter Doce and all of that, which I don't have any problem with all he said. You understand? But what applied then
Doesn't
cannot
apply now.
apply now. I mean, prior to his time, when the early men, the Homo, erectus, were here, where you had to go out. I mean, for kind of like, if you saw a lady, if both of us wanted to woo her, we'll go outside and go and fight. You understand? And beat each other and all of that. You understand?
Winner takes all.
During his own time, that wouldn't have been, possible. That was not, So times evolve. So someone said it, and that's quite true. Going to meet him and start asking him about those guys. You should be asking him about how Nollywood, can step. So some kind of questions. Don't be asking about those kind of questions.
yeah, but are you saying that there were some truths to what he said?
It worked for them. You understand? It is not. The society has evolved. Those things, those tenets are not applicable now.
I'll
That's
say
what I'm
something
saying.
about it working for them. I don't
It
think
worked for
that it
them.
really worked for them. It could have back then with the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It worked for them
limited
then.
knowledge and everything. But then again, that also set a structure for what our culture is right now. The way we even treat women, for instance,
Very
comes
true.
from all of that. So
Very
it's
true.
about time that
It's changing.
changes.
It's changing.
It's
And I feel like it's the same with us. There's some things that are happening now that, look, I know some people that they hate the idea of, I remember the time when you go to a religious house and they tell you that, it was a joke at one point that how would you carry your iPad to the church?
Now you can't do without it.
Instead of a
Bible,
that the iPad is not, trying to say that, look, you had to go, it had to be the book. Things are evolving. Our children will be reading Kindles.
Yeah.
You will probably not see hard covers again. They are being phased out. So at every point in time, there's always that shift, that thing, that paradigm. You have to move and all of that. And
I don't know if this has happened to you and your
Well,
kids, but something he just said really just recalled something that happened to me just yesterday with my daughter. Driving her back from school, and then she looks at the car, and she looks at the slit where the CD goes in, and then she asks me, Daddy, what is this?
exactly.
I'm like, it's a CD. It's your generation, actually. But
It's going out.
when was the last time you played a CD?
Play the CD,
in your car?
right?
No, I've
right.
never. So look, I've never used it. Never. In my car,
You
never.
use your Bluetooth or your
Exactly.
Yes, or
Right.
the flash,
Yeah,
or the
or
USB. I've
USB.
never used it. Even at home, the DVD, and I've never used it.
Yeah, well, so
I think the only time I ever used it was when I got an FRC disc or something. Never used it.
okay, unfortunately, there are a couple of things I'd like to say now, but then we have to go
We'll
on a quick
continue
break.
later.
Yeah, we'll
I'd love
continue
to
this
hear you.
conversation later. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay, so, from fufu to this morning, like you can see, we're doing pasta this morning. Chef Natido is in the house, and there's pepper this time. How you doing, man?
Yeah, very fine.
Okay, so what are we, what do we cook?
So we're actually cooking coconut pasta.
Why is this carrot looking very...
So we're actually
This carrot is looking
coconut
humble.
Pasta. Yeah.
The carrot has a humble look. It's too humble. I don't like when it's this humble. Okay, can you take a look at the ingredients that we have here? We have pasta. What do you call it again?
Coconut pasta.
Coconut, just simple. Coconut pasta, okay? And that's the coconut.
Yeah, blended coconut.
Is this coconut milk or just blended coconut?
No, just blended.
Just blended coconut.
Yeah, just.
How do we get coconut milk? How's that gotten?
You can either sieve this.
Sieve this.
Yes, but I don't.
Okay, you don't want to sieve it.
Little
All right.
chaff.
And a very, very humble carrot here. Very humble carrot.
Yeah.
These are pasta.
Pasta.
What brand of pasta is this?
Macaroni.
Macaroni.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have vegetable oil.
A vegetable
we have
oil.
Barbecue spice, chili flakes.
Okay.
pepper, then shredded chicken and hot dog.
And hot dog.
Yes.
Very simple, straight to the point. Let's get straight to it. Our water is already boiling, right?
Yeah, so.
Okay. Did you put oil in that water?
Yeah, we're going to add little oil to it.
Oh, okay. So I've never done this before. It's not like I cook so much, but yeah, I've got to see it so many times.
Yeah.
It helps to keep the pasta
Sticky.
to avoid. But some people love that stickiness, you know.
Yeah, different choice.
Exactly. Depends on what works for you. Okay. So let's get started. Which one goes in first?
gonna-
Our pasta goes in first,
Yes.
right? Okay, and then we already have some diced, some shredded pepper, and all of that. Yeah. Okay. And onions.
Yeah. And yes,
I don't like the way this knife looks. It's making me remember one horror film now. Okay. All right. We should try to make kitchen knives not have this kind of look.
Too much
you
of
know.
him.
You don't, they're not so. Okay, so our pasta's already gotten in, yeah?
Yes.
All
So
right,
while
how long
that
will the
is-
pasta boil for?
Just like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, what are we doing to this carrot?
So we're going to.
I feel like it's not enough. It's too humble. It's not enough.
So we're actually chopping it.
We're chopping it,
Yeah,
yeah?
very chopping.
Very.
We're going
okay.
to fry the shredded chicken.
We're going to
and
fry it. I like that. We're going to fry it. We're going to fry it. Are we frying the sausage also?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Are we shredding the sausage or we'll take it whole like
No,
that?
we're going to take it raw.
Oh, so you,
Marinate it.
is this
Just-
also marinating?
Yeah, just with chili flakes and the
Okay.
barbecue
So I was
sauce.
thinking that
just to give
marinating was about, putting some sauce and keeping it for
Keeping
a
it
while.
for- yeah.
Let's say some hours. I remember marinating for one whole night. I don't want to tell you how that thing came out, man.
it- What happened to it?
It just come out. So when you watch something on YouTube and at
try
times,
to do the same.
and you want to try and bring it out to reality, it doesn't always come out the same. Yeah, I even had to go and buy Ziploc for it. It was that made me buy that Ziploc. Say that when you marinate in Ziploc, it has a different taste.
Yes, yes.
Is it true?
Yeah, because everything would enter inside very well, and Ziploc has a seal, so all the
The thing entered too much.
Yes.
I don't like the thing that
Yes,
came
that
out.
way.
It was hard for me to even eat. It was hard to eat. Okay, so once again, what we're
Kind of
working with
fried.
here: salt, pasta, garlic, onions, coconut, sausage, veggie mix, vegetable oil, barbecue spice, which we just saw here. Some of our peppers here, onions, of course, like we mentioned, and yeah, this is our marinating. So what I was saying was that it's like it entered too much.
Yeah, it's best that way.
It entered too much.
And
The
maybe
taste
it's
was now.
the seasoning that you put.
It's the season that I put,
It
right?
depends.
And I decided to use. I said try to do natural raw. Look, I'm not marinating again after that experience. Yeah, but yeah, I love the way this looks. So this, just only the spice, right?
Yes,
Nothing else.
yes,
Not even
nothing
salt.
else. No.
Not even salt.
We don't
Okay,
use much
all right.
salt.
Okay, there's quite a lot going on here. But something I like about this meal, which Natido does, it's a fast morning meal.
Yeah, it doesn't
know.
spend much time. So
When I build my house, my kitchen, when you enter the house, the first thing you see is the kitchen. The kitchen will just be like the parlor.
when I know a chef, what
It
happened?
just be like the parlor. Just know that this is the most important part of the house. So it's, it's the first part that you meet and all of that. Okay? So yeah, our onions goes in, yeah? We're about to start frying.
No, I'm still waiting for it to
So okay, so that onions was
just
testing.
to test it. If it is
Well, we're actually
strong
kind of
enough.
need to test something, eh?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's going on. This is
All right, so normally, Mazino would always do as if he can cook, you know. There's a time he came and just said he wanted to do burger challenge and all of that.
Listen,
He wants to ginger himself and all of that.
You know,
Believe
Mike,
me.
it's funny you should say that because the joke here was that Mike is forming like as if he can cook.
No,
Just now, we just said
what
that.
time,
Just,
Martino?
it's like as if you're coming on the defensive. Or is it,
Are
I
you
don't know
hearing
which
this
it
thing? I said I tried marinate. I'm not doing it again. How is that for me that I can cook?
Oh,
That
please.
is saying that, look, hey.
By the way, I will let you know that if you ever had anything for Tokwe and that you can cook, know
Yeah.
that your chances are now 0 because Tokwe only just on Tuesday said that she can never marry a man that can cook. Because what was she going to be doing?
Oh,
She
Benny,
said-
leave talk, but that was just talking. That was just my mood. She used to know
That's
who
even
wants to
make
marry.
it better self.
So today she wants to marry Junior. Tomorrow she wants to marry Panebita. Next tomorrow, when her car spoils, Panebita she wants to marry. Something happened. They gave her food that spoiled. That's what caused that thing. Somebody's mood by mood. If something should happen now to her car, she'll say, she wants to marry a mechanic. Don't take her serious. Okay, so yeah, that's our sausage. It's already, yep. So we didn't boil the sausage first.
No,
right?
no,
we
no,
don't
no.
need. We don't need to.
Don't need to.
Sausage is already.
Yes, and
Is it boiled? Is this boiled chicken or
it has been processed already.
processed?
Yes, so
What
once you
was-
just boil it.
What's done during the processing? Is it boiling or grilling or whatever?
There's actually like pink parts or so.
Huh?
So it has been processed like all this canned.
Don't mind me. Sorry if I put you on the spot. Don't worry. We'll find out what sausage is on its own. Yeah. But I love the way that looks. Okay, so the sausage goes in before the chicken, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Although it can go either way, I just want to.
You just
fry
want to,
that because of
get that
space.
done.
Then once done, I fry
Okay.
this and
All right, wonderful. All right. Our pasta is it almost? It's getting
No.
quite ready.
it still takes like 5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes, eh?
So once that's on.
Okay, and then we'll sieve it. And all
Yes,
of
once
that,
we
eh?
sieve it. So the idea behind the coconut milk is that once we've already sieved it, we'll now mix the coconut milk with the pasta.
Wonderful.
So it's not like we're cooking, so as to have that flavor.
I like that, to have that flavor. It's a simple meal to cook. You don't have to memorize so many ingredients. I love what will happen when this coconut gets into it, you know.
And creamy and
definitely.
nice
So
taste.
is this garlic?
Yes.
Okay, so
Very
we have garlic here. And like we mentioned earlier, this is our carrots.
On both carrots.
Yes, very too humble, too humble, too humble. And then of course our bell peppers, our different peppers here, green bell pepper, right? Yeah. Red bell pepper. Okay, and then there's our onions, and then of course we have our sausage and our chicken.
Shredded chicken.
Shredded chicken. That part is from chicken breast, right?
Yes.
Oh wow, wonderful part, I must say. Okay.
Very sweet.
All right, wonderful. I love, we'll get to see how all of this comes together. We'll just take this time out now, and we get back on performance for you.
And you are welcome back. We're good. Okay, fine. So I just wanted to say to everybody who's always on Facebook every single morning, we want to let you know that we absolutely appreciate the fact that you guys are on there sending us greetings. We don't take that for granted. I want to roll out a few of these. Thank you very much to DJ Spinless. He says, hey, good morning to you all. And also Jacobs here says, good morning, everybody. Good to see you guys. Adeyemi Kazim, thank you very much for being out there. He says, good morning, my good people. And Bigger Man says, good morning, TVC. It's Dipsy Pearl says, good morning to you guys. And by the way, I just wanted to let Mike know that he has a very big fan. There's a very big fan of yours here. His name is Josiah Ayo. And specifically, Ayo says, finally, Mike is here. Yay, just love seeing him on the show. Well, Mike, I don't know about you. I would have loved if that was a lady, but it's okay. No wahala. Omotaya here says, good morning to you people. And Stella Udo, good morning, beautiful people. We appreciate the fact that you guys actually see us live on Facebook, which is one more opportunity where you can actually watch the show even if you're on the go. Or maybe you want to download the app or something. And make sure that you do that on Google Play Store or on iOS. We are free on there. Just search for TVC, okay? And that's how you can actually carry us with you every single place. And make sure that you also send us comments like these fine people have already just done. And we'll make out time every single show. I promise to make sure we read out your names and your greetings. Thank you very much. Alrighty, now, so let's talk about this exciting part of the show. And we have our performer in today, Abayomi Aduragbemi Adekunle. He's known professionally as 7 Figures SMG. He's a Nigerian rapper, he's a singer and a songwriter. After releasing several mixtapes such as Jabo, Feel It, Somebody, Jiggy Jaga, and Respect on My Name, he released his acclaimed debut single titled OG Motivation in January 2021, that's this year, which was associated and supported by his record label SMG Music. So, hey, it is good to have you, 7 Figure SMG. I've got a lot of questions about your name, man. 7 Figures SMG. Which is it? Why 7 Figures, first off? Let's use your mic. Let's use your mic.
7 Figures is a goal to me, not in terms of financial stability or something. So it's just a goal to me, what you have to meet and where you have to go and things you pursue for yourself. So it's not, it doesn't have anything to do with financial stability or something.
Because if it was financial, I was going to say, hey, let's just start at 8 figures. That way we know that the minimum is 10 million. But in any case, no problem. I also note that SMG means Smooth Money Gang. Is there a reason why you guys want to go smooth money instead of 30 billion, for instance?
We just have to go, you know.
Oh, silent money, actually, yeah?
Yeah, silent. So we have to
Silent
move in a pace whereby you don't have to let everybody know what's up about your movement, the steps you want to take in your life.
Okay.
So you just have to move slowly.
Okay.
So that's where I think the silent.
All right. So to your track you released in January, OG Motivation, or is it OG Motivational? I hope I got that right. You are actually sending a message out to people there to take from what your experience, original type of motivation. If I get the meaning of OG correctly, am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
All right. So you're asking people to what now, using that as a medium?
Well, I am.
Okay, well, fantastic. It's all good. Well, we can't wait to see you perform OG Motivation here on today's show. We're waiting an entire hour to get that. Now let's have it.
All right, great one there, 7 Figures SMG. And we're back to the kitchen, and that's our chicken just done now. That's our chicken just done now. and it looks good. This one is a meal now. This is this is okay as a meal, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to when the coconut goes into what we're doing. Yeah. But now this is garlic, yeah.
Yes.
That you are cutting, eh?
So I just want to.
Why do you need garlic in this thing, sir?
Garlic has a very nice flavor. Yeah. But before that is
okay.
Let's do with the.
All right, so that's our pasta already done, which we've sieved already. Yeah, that's our pasta already done. If you're just joining, we're making coconut pasta. And of course, our ingredients, we have the coconut, we have a carrot, we have our bell peppers, we have our spices here. This is a barbecue spice and our normal pepper. And then, of course, I mentioned peppers. And then a very, very humble carrot. Very humble carrot there. And, of course, the main that's our pasta, which we had already sieved. We've already sieved this one from the first time, right? Sure. So what are we doing now?
So we're going to add the...
Oh, this is where the coconut comes in, yeah?
Yes.
So that means we have to ensure that this was not so soft the first time.
It just allow it to be soft a little bit.
Okay.
So just add.
Okay. The coconut doesn't even have so much water, yeah?
No.
So I saw that the blender you used to blend this coconut was like industrial. It sounded like all this grinding machine there. It's a high power blender, right?
And that's why it's good to blend this.
Because if you go and use
the normal blender,
blend coconut, your blender, you buy new blender. Those blender from 5,000 naira, don't use that type of coconut, yeah? It had to be. I did not say you show us the blender now. You now want to show the blender now. But that's an industrial, something very powerful, which you can blend the coconut so that it can be, quite well blended.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're mixing it up, yeah?
Sure. So all the flavor of the coconut would.
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, you can see it there. Where's our salt?
I'm not using salt.
Oh, we're not using salt. Okay, so that salt you see there is, if you want salt, that's up to you. Yeah, but that's an ingredient that you can use. Of course, pasta is the main dish. There's garlic, there's onions, there's coconut, sausage, veggie mix, vegetable oil, barbecue spice. And of course, our regular pepper that we have there. It's almost done. What have we done with this very, very humble carrot here?
We're going to add it.
The carrot increased in the market. Did the price increase?
No, actually just too little.
I know, but I'm just asking, did it increase?
No, not really.
The carrot not increase there?
Because this one is actually 15 and it's more than this. So
15 and just 3?
No, not just 3.
Okay, you see more, okay, you pick from I was wondering.
That is not.
I was wondering, how did it... So what's going inside here now?
So our peppers.
Oh, okay, so we're going to saute the sauce, yeah? Yes. With the same oil that we use, so there's still some flavor from the oil.
So that will just stop on this.
Guy, you're really revealing all your secrets. That's what we do, reveal our secrets. Okay, so that's it. Our veggies. This is our veggie mix.
Yeah. So we're going to add.
Was that not too big? I've cut it smaller now. So. It's almost done. It's almost done. Almost done. We'll get to let you see what the final thing looks like, or the final steps in the preparation of our coconut pasta. The first lap is done. One more lap to go. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Now, if you had a blast the first 1 hour, well, then the next 45 minutes is even more explosive here than you can ever imagine. And there is so much more that we have this final 45 minutes. It's all magic.
In the air. We love it. Thursdays remain a precursor to the weekend, setting a fantastic mood. And of course, with us in the mix, you get a double dose of absolute entertainment.
Well, precursor is not exactly a word I can use on Thursday because I'm too tired. So all those big words, I let them go during the first half of the week. After now, it's just little words. Please take note. And we are your #1 breakfast show, as usual. Talking about breakfast, Mike is in the kitchen with some very, very sumptuous things coming on. We're going to be having that really soon. Stop checking out, Mike.
No, you're not supposed to check it out in your mouth.
Are you normal?
Check it out with your eyes.
No, you need to check for the tenderness. It's quality control.
Oh my word. There's going to be nothing left.
This is 87.5% tender.
Yeah,
We just have
right.
2.5% to go.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you also for tuning in every day at this time. Being able to have you with us all through the year is an achievement by itself. We love bringing you that essential morning vibe.
Talking about vibes, that's exactly what we're all about here. Second hour here, it's going to be very, very grand. Wake Up Nigeria is going to be unforgettable experience just for you. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I am Okocha. Remember, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all our social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
And you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app that you can download from Google Play Store or iOS, and also do the same thing on Facebook as well. All right. Now, let's let you know what we have left on the show. Unmerit is the story of one woman's struggles against the vagaries of life, surviving a horrific civil war as a child, regaining the years lost to the war through sheer tenacity, finding ways to improve herself and benefiting from the experiences life threw at her. To talk more about it is author of the book, Georgina Uheria Arisa. She'll be joining us and having that very interesting conversation.
Dutch-born, Spanish-raised, of Nigerian descent, famous Oberrogo, most popularly known as Famous, has enjoyed the best part of both worlds, and he'll be joining us later on as our final guest.
Love the sound of that. Can't wait.
Yeah,
nice
it does sound nice. Okay, so something quite interesting happened, and MM, of course, has a lot to say about that. Heiko Vogel, coach of Borussia Mönchengladbach, was punished. And the punishment was he was to go train the women's team as punishment. In International Women's Month.
That's very...
I didn't look at it that way.
That's very, very sexist. There's no other way to look at it. It's a subtle way of saying that women are not as serious as men who
Are
play
inferior
football.
is what they're
Or
saying.
are inferior if you were to put it that way. I mean, it's not in this time.
Not in this month.
Where women, not in this times where women are taking charge, where women are, there's a lot of female representation across all fields. I mean, it's all shades of wrong.
Seeing that, giving him as a punishment, yeah? But you had something quite interesting to say. You want to talk about it?
I didn't have this to say. A friend of mine said that if you
Okay, I'm just going to say it,
Okay.
Mazino, so that
No, don't worry. I'll say it. A friend of mine.
he's not a friend of mine. You said it.
No, because you have to be very careful. There's no way you can say this and not make it seem misogynistic. But I'm going to just maybe in their concept that it is much more challenging having to deal with women, especially in a group. So they would think, and they are wrong, that it will give him plenty of stress to do that. So let's just have him do it. They might have experiences, they might have a precedence as to why they'll say, okay, you know what, you go take care of these troublesome lot of people if that is what. I'm not saying, I'm saying, please, Biko, that's not what I meant. I'm saying that this friend of mine said so.
Interesting.
Call for fact-finding, please.
You might call for it.
On this note, let's find some facts.
Welcome again, second hour here, and we do the news again. Now in the news, Kaduna State, where about 10 persons were kidnapped by bandits from the Kaduna International Airport staff quarters 2 weeks ago, have been rescued. Now the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arwan, while confirming this to journalists, said they were rescued by troops of the Nigerian Army earlier yesterday. The victims were abducted by bandits from the junior staff quarters of the airport at Ifira village in Igabi local government area of the state on the 6th of March. Ms. Arua further stated that the victims, after their release, were taken to the hospital for medical attention, after which they will be reunited with their families. But the commissioner, however, said that details of the rescue location cannot be provided due to operational expediency. And the Ogun State governor has assured residents of adequate protection of lives and property. The Commissioner for Information, Wahid Odusile, made this known on behalf of the state government during the official handover of the abducted Onabisi Onabanjo University students who were released on Tuesday. The victims were not allowed to talk to the media, but the State Commissioner for Health confirmed that they have been tested and have been certified to be in good health condition. And an Italian court yesterday acquitted energy firms Royal Dutch Shell and Eni in a massive corruption case. The long-running case concerns the 2011 purchase of an offshore oil field in Nigeria, with prosecutors alleging the companies paid bribe to secure the field. Judge Marco Tremeloda, who, while reading out the sentence, said the companies and 13 defendants charged in the case had been acquitted as there was no case to answer. Among those charged in the case were current Eni CEO Claudio De Salzi and his predecessor Paulus Caroni. Prosecutors called for the managers to be jailed and the companies to be fined, as well as confiscating $1.1 billion from the defendants. The ruling comes 3 years after the trial kicked off and after over 74 hearings. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government expressed its disappointment in a statement released shortly after the Italian court's decision was announced. The statement added that Nigeria will continue to hold those responsible for the OPL 245 fraud accountable. The government said it would review the verdict and then consider whether to appeal. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commissioner has arrested former Registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Professor Dibu Ojerinde, for allegedly misappropriating 900 million naira. Ojerinde, who was arrested on Monday in Abuja by ICPC operatives, is alleged to have committed multiple frauds while heading JAMB and the National Examination Council. According to a statement by the ICPC spokesperson Azuka Ogugwa, Ojerinde allegedly awarded contracts for the supply of pencils and erasers at the cost of 450 million naira each to 007 Concept Limited and Pristine Global Concept Limited, respectively, between 2014 and 2015, or rather between 2013 and 2014, while heading JAMB. The former JAMB boss has also been questioned over allegations of multiple identities, abuse of office, money laundering, tax evasion, and making false statements to public officials. The commissioner says Professor Ojerinde is being held on a remand warrant and will soon be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigation. And you're welcome. Let's do book chat now. And today we have a very interesting book on review. Now, Unmarried is the story of one woman's struggle against the vagaries of life, surviving a horrific civil war as a child, regaining the years lost to that war through sheer tenacity, and finding ways to improve herself and benefiting from the experiences life threw at her. To talk more about it is the author of the book, Georgina Ehurie Arisa. It's so good to have you on board here today, Georgina. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, great. Hey, we couldn't but do so. So I have some very interesting questions I'd like to ask you about this. Well, first of all, 460 pages of what I might call a manual for women who want to succeed in a present-day world. I mean, first of all, how long did it take you to write this?
I wrote most of this book within a year.
Oh, wow. Now,
But there were some chapters that I had done before during the what I would call my capacity building periods, or when I was in the capacity building circuit in the civil service, and then talks I have given to corporate women at various fora.
okay.
There's also a chapter that I did for a friend of mine, the chapter at the Muse, Esiaba Irobi, who died. And that one was published internationally.
Oh,
I
nice.
had to get permission from them
Okay.
to now reprint it in my own book. Of course, with updates, it was updated and tweaked. Then 2 of the chapters were based on research I had done.
Okay, okay. That's
In the
nice.
past. A research I did when I did my master's and a research I did when I did the
Okay.
degree in law.
So how
So
would
they
you...
were actually materials that I had developed over time.
All right, interesting. There's a bit of a delay, but we'll try and work with that. Georgina, how would you define this book? Would you define it as a manual? Because for every single chapter, it actually starts with an excerpt from your life or about you. So would you define this as a manual or as a textbook for people who want to succeed, especially if they're women? And also, what examples for men can we glean from reading this book?
I would really describe the book as a manual for anyone who wants to succeed, particularly those who are building their careers. You know, if you're in a job where there's a hierarchy and you have to climb, there are times that you really feel like you're in a rut. And you ask yourself, am I ever going to make it to the top? It's like the top is just unattainable. This book is actually meant for such people. It's a book too for, I took time to actually do some chapters, which I call the mentoring boot camp for women who are aspiring to get to the top. Of course, the principles are the same, both for men and for women. Okay. It's just that women don't get enough opportunity of being mentored. So I had to really focus on them in the book.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, the book is a very good documentary sort of for the, or documentation for the public sector, the Federal Civil Service, and I'm so happy they've taken note of that, because I used the period that I spent in the civil service to comment on the effect of the various reforms they were carried out. And because I was right there when these reforms took place, and then for them to actually find out whether these reforms worked or the impact on the system. So the comments I made on those reforms have been very well taken. So it's actually a documentation of a historical period in the federal civil service.
Yeah. Well, Grant, you also talked about some of your personal travails, some of the struggles that you had to go through, especially in chapter 16, facing the headwinds, where you talked about your struggles with childbirth and how you were able to scale through all of that. You also quoted some very interesting people like Theresa May and how she was able to scale her own travails and how that impacted your own life as a sample for people. Can we talk about this for a minute? How did that impact your process through the civil service with everything that you had to struggle through?
You know, when you see somebody who rose to the peak of his or her career, like I did, it's a picture, you see a picture of success. You just see all the trappings of power around the person. I mean, you have achieved what only a few people can. And people don't even know that you pass through a very tortuous path to get to that place. So sharing that chapter facing the headwinds was a very, very emotional thing for me. As a matter of fact, it was the last chapter that I wrote.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, very private things. And it took a lot of prodding for me to actually bring out my private things that were very private to me to the open like that. But like I said in the book, you know, courage is my second name.
Yeah.
Once I have thought about things, I know the objective I want to achieve, which is to reach out to a lot of people who are also going through those things, women that are struggling with childbirth, those that are depressed, those that have lost promotions, they think they can't even make it any headway again, those that are passing through financial crisis. You know, think that I too, you know, they saw the story where I spoke about where I too, I got broke, you know.
Yes.
And then I took a loan. Then I didn't even have anything to live on anymore. And I know there were 4 distinct things, and I suffered a loss.
Yeah.
And my father died. And then my dear uncle that I was very close to, that brought me in the service, that I thought I was going to climb on him and his name to, you know, be getting along in the system. And my uncle died. So sad. Just at the beginning of my career. So I shared all those lessons, because those stories, because I know there are a lot of people who are in those
Yes.
kind of shoes.
Yes.
Just to let them know that despite you can still make it.
Yes. Now, in all of this, you still found out time to actually talk about some of the happy moments, like when you did your NYSC, celebrated your birthday with a frog and bread. So I wanted to ask how you see the Corps right now compared to back in 1984 when you served, how relevant it is and how it can impact women today.
Yes, I really think that the NYSC, I mean, there should not be any talk at all about whether it should be, continue or it should be scrapped. There should not be any talk like that because the NYSC is a very integral part of our unity and of even our continued the relevance as a country.
Yes. Yeah.
The NYSC actually offers opportunity for all the young people to get to know themselves from across the country.
That's
you
very
can
true.
Imagine when I was doing my youth service, at the time I finished university, I was doing youth service. I had never even gone to the north, any northern state in this country.
And you said that in the book, actually, which was a very interesting part of the book, which I found very, very entertaining. You also got your first national honor from at the end of the NYSC. Well, Georgina, I wish we had more time. We would have really loved to go in depth into all the different chapters in this book. Very beautiful book. But unfortunately, we don't have that much time. But thank you very much for being a part of the show here today, especially on Book Chat. I do think that it's a must-read for everybody who's out there who wants to succeed as a woman in Nigeria, in Africa, and indeed the world on merit. I haven't finished it, but be sure that I will. Thank you very much once again, Georgina. It's great having you on the show today.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
All righty.
Thank you.
So we'll take a break now, and we'll be back with more Wake Up Nigeria.
Wow. That's really, really soothing music. You actually sung it in Spanish. Yeah.
That's one language that I'd love to learn.
Yes, same. Anyways. Dutch-born, Spanish-raised of Nigerian descent, famous Oberogor, most popularly known as Famous, has enjoyed the best parts of both worlds. He went on to study performing arts and music arts is Ramon Carande in Spain. Any foundation for what would make for an exciting career, as he would then go on to become the winner of the 10th edition of the Operación Triunfo.
You actually tried.
One of the biggest talent shows in Spain and across South America in 2018. Welcome, Famous. Okay, so please, Operación Triunfo.
Actually, oh no, you tried. It's Operación Triunfo.
Triunfo.
Oh God, what's your
Say it again.
Operación
Triunfo.
Triunfo. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's kind of, I don't know if you know this TV show, because they also do it in Nigeria like years ago, called something Fame, like
Project Fame.
Project Fame. Yeah, same thing.
So the singing competition.
Yeah.
How many people were applied for it?
More than 20,000 people.
And you won.
And then when they were shortlisted to how many?
To 16.
16.
Yeah, so they like put you in the house just like Big Brother.
And you won.
Yeah, I won. Yeah.
You won.
Yeah.
How much did you win, by the way? How many euros? That's small, Benny. How much did you win? No? How much did you win?
I won 100,000 euros.
Wow.
Yeah.
Please, let's go on break.
Wait.
No,
I'm curious. How has that experience been? Having to deal with being a Nigerian in, that space, girls, the fame. Just tell me, how has the whole experience been?
Whoa, crazy. I would say crazy. Though, because the first time when like announced my name as the winner of the TV show, like whoa, like I didn't believe it. Like, okay, yeah, being the only black guy there on the show, showing yourself and have a mindset of, okay, yeah, I have to win and everything. Okay, yeah, improve every day, every week. So yeah, coming out, everybody, okay, yeah, just you'll be walking at the street and someone just stop and say, hey, Fema, how you doing? Like, as if they know you. Like, like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, okay, I don't know you.
Say how you doing in Spanish when they stop you.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah, ¿cómo estás? ¿O qué tal?
Oh, wow, that was actually the competition.
Yeah.
You look different there. How old were you? How old were you when
I
you...
was 18. I was 18.
You were 18? I mean, this one is Ichoko.
Like, I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
But wait, I didn't really need to ask. Do you think your looks had anything to do with you winning that competition?
My looks?
Yes.
I would say that it's more of my talent, like singing.
No, of course,
It had to be the talent.
Yeah,
It
but
had to be talent. You know, something I love about this video was the way your contestant, the way she jumped on you.
Yeah.
You know,
that was
it really,
women
you know,
supporting men.
when she jumped on you, all of that, it was quite cool. I'm trying to translate 100,000 euros to the
Mike,
so much.
that's right.
I'm trying to translate it to Nigeria.
So my...
How many years ago was this?
like 2 years ago.
Oh wow!
So that means some
very
the
recent.
change will still be around. Okay, no problem. But did you have to sing? Did you have to sing in Spanish, or was it open? Could you sing in any language for the competition?
Actually, the competition, like, they give you like all type of song of all type of genre. Then it's up to you to though we still have teachers there in school.
Okay.
House, so yeah, it's up to you to know what to do, like learn the lyrics, the dance step, and everything. Like
Your final performance was what?
I was about to ask.
Sorry.
Yeah,
What
your
did you
final
perform
performance.
to?
What did you? What gave you
Yeah.
the trophy?
The trophy, and I am telling you, by Jennifer Hudson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Can we feel it?
Exactly. Just a
Let's
little
let's
bit.
feel it a
Just the
bit.
chorus. Just the chorus.
Yeah, let's have a feel of that song.
Okay. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best girl I ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No way. Darling, there's no way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you.
Those judges, how many were female? How many were female?
One.
Just one.
Yeah, one.
But why did you pick that song, though? I'm curious. I mean, that's a song that needs a lot of range and vocal, a lot of work.
Yeah,
went into that
I
song.
chose that song. Apart from that, okay, yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Though, I wanted to show like the power of my vocals, like to show myself like, okay, yeah, this is famous and this is what I can do. And it was the last show, so I have to like, okay, yeah, do my best. Yeah.
Nigerian they carried last year.
Of course.
So moving on now, where are you based now? Why are you in Nigeria?
Yeah, why in Nigeria?
What are you doing here? I thought that by you're celeb in Spain and all of that. Why? What did you find? What's happening?
I'm fine.
I'm 100,000 euros. Not everyone finish.
No. But yeah, I'm here to just like to get into the Nigerian industry and do some Afrobeat. It's a genre of music I've always like tried to do and see how it goes.
Okay, so with your little stint in the music industry in Spain, what are you willing to, change here now that you're here in Nigeria and, I'm sure you'd also want to work with a few music artists here in Nigeria. So what are you trying to, what are you looking forward to? What's that thing you'd like to, change and, incorporate into what you have learned in Spain?
Well, I would like to, like, apart from, getting myself into the Afrobeat Nigeria industry, I want to, like, still show, like, the Spanish and the Nigerians, the Spanish culture and the Nigeria, like, both, the mix of it, and, that's my target.
Okay, so talking about Nigerian artists, who would you like to collaborate with?
Whoa, with many, though, but I would like to collaborate with Fireboy, Whiskey, Burna Boy, if you do like the top artists here in Nigeria.
Top artists.
Yeah.
See that you have you already have your
everything
all mapped out.
All mapped out, yeah.
Great. Let's listen to your music.
Wow, that is fantastic. You can also dance, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
First off, let me say, bienvenido a la cocina.
Oh,
¿Cómo estás?
Hablas muy bien en español.
Zero. No,
okay.
That's all I know.
Wow, can speak Spanish.
Welcome to the kitchen. I haven't been here long, actually. I just came in here. Chef Natito was in the company of Mike, who've seen the process through this very beautiful meal this morning. So I'm going to let him tell us a bit about it before you're going to do the taste test and everything. So, So, Natito, what are we having this morning?
So we actually made coconut pasta.
Okay.
So it's just a regular pasta, then we blended the coconut, mixed it with it, then we have bell peppers, sausage, and shredded chicken. We fried everything together.
Yes.
Come up with this
So that's what we have today. It's called what now?
coconut pasta.
Coconut pasta, that's it. It's very simple. So I'm going to let you taste it. I'm sure that Mike has had so much already, but let's have you have that. Fantastic music, by the way.
I mean, like I saw a bit of Janet Jackson in those
moves were
steps.
fire.
Yeah, I mean,
La soda, cool.
it was.
So I finally translated that money to Naira.
Don't let him choke, please. How much was it?
Oh, guy, we choke today. You choke.
How much was it, Mike? How much was it?
Almost 46 million.
How much? No,
Almost
it's more than
46
100 million.
Almost 46 million.
More than 100 million.
It's not 100,000.
I think you need to calculate that.
Yeah, but you need to also calculate
More than.
in equivalent to the
That
Naira
no, that's
per
so that's the
unit.
thing. I'm trying to figure how much was there, how much was now. That's why I'm trying to translate it now. I'm coming.
Hey, he wants to give us a taste test. So, what do you think? What do you think? What's it like?
It's very nice.
Okay. And that's it. Just
Wait, though.
okay. Still having so much. Don't worry. Calm down. Calm down. That is great. So,
very nice.
how much would you pay for that? Being a millionaire and everything.
Well, is it in euros or?
In euros,
Euros.
yes,
We don't
please.
want
We don't want. Well,
Okay, I'll think like
yeah.
25 euros.
25 euros, not 50. Come on, man. You can do better
Okay.
than 25. 50. We're going to do business together, you and I. Well, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much.
What's 25
Natito.
euros?
25 euros, that's about
No, wait. What do you mean by 25 euros? That the food is
The
worth
meal.
25 euros.
the meal.
No, you say okay. How much I pay for it? So I'll say.
How much you
25.
pay?
Yeah.
After taking 100,000 euros, you or Ben is. I will hold you after this show.
Oh, Mike is sharing it with her. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
In any
25
case,
euros only for that food we gave you.
it's been a great show, guys, and thank you very much for coming and being a part of it, and also for having our food and for paying us later, which you must because millionaire in the house. Natito, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I can't say thank you too much to Mike, who actually was part of. He was his sous chef. Mike, thank you, and
So that
also,
don't give me.
you guys want to say your goodbyes and everything?
You want to say anything in Spanish to wrap it up?
You joke.
All right, you have.
Let him say something in Spanish and tell
Yes,
people
can you
goodbye.
sign us out in
Let him
Spanish?
sign
Tell
up
us
in
how
Spanish.
much of a great time you had here.
Okay.
Yeah, say it in Spanish.
Ok, hola a todos, ¿qué tal? Soy Famous y bueno, agradeceros a todos por bueno, ver el programa y que estoy muy contento de estar aquí.
Hola. Hola.
Hola.
Hola.
What he said.
Ya no sé.
Hola.
Tout le job.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.